show you how great I am.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. This video is sponsored by my boy Fats Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is free of charge, so definitely download it, give him a listen. And this video is sponsored by my boy Matt. Definitely go check his apparel out on IG at WeAllFrom, WeAllFrom. This is the official breakdown and prediction video for Dillian Whyte versus Dereck Chisora 2. Now, the first fight between these two was a rock'em sock'em robot type fight. For all my OGs out there, y'all know what that is. My young bucks, my millennials, I don't know if y'all know what rock'em sock'em robots is, but Google it if you don't know. It's basically where two guys basically standing in the phone booth and they just going at it. That was a true quote-unquote Mexican style type fight between Dillian Whyte and Dereck Chisora in the first fight, and it was controversial, but they gave Dillian Whyte the decision. There was a lot of hype, a lot of build-up going into that fight as well. You could tell that they genuinely don't like each other. Now, that's a formula sometimes. It's not guaranteed to have action in a fight. You know, I've seen that plenty of times, but these two, I think, is just going to be instant fireworks whenever they're around each other, whether they're getting into a fight at a press conference. They might be in the middle of a mall somewhere, and I think it'll go down between these two guys. But as far as the official breakdown and prediction video, I didn't stop counting as far as how many wins and losses I got. I think I'm at 25 wins and like maybe 5 losses or 4 losses with like 3 draws, something like that. But my percentage is like in the high 80s or 90s. So we usually get them right over here. But breaking down this fight, Dillian Whyte is coming off of a victory versus Joseph Parker. Dillian Whyte has the inside track for Anthony Joshua fight. I mean, it's damn near guaranteed that he gets the fight, especially with the issues with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder going through their negotiations. And, you know, now it's reports out that Tyson Fury team may not want for him to take the rematch with Deontay Wilder. So for Dillian Whyte to take this fight against Dereck Chisora, period, kudos to him. You know what I'm saying? As a fighter, he's not sitting on his spot, because he could very easily just not fight at all and just wait for an Anthony Joshua fight, and he would have probably have gotten it in April 2019 without taking this risk of fighting Dereck Chisora. So that says a lot about Dillian Whyte, period. But on top of that, it also says that Dillian Whyte is a human being, got a family, got kids, and all that, and you got to put food on the table at the end of the day. So I know that got a lot to do with it as well. Now, he's coming off the victory against Joseph Parker. He looked good in that fight. I never was high on Joseph Parker to begin with. Especially after that Anthony Joshua fight. Like, he just left a lot to be desired in that fight. I don't think he left it all in the ring in that fight. And Dillian Whyte went in there and did his thing. He went in there and did his thing. And Dillian Whyte, when he's at his best, he is a boxer puncher. And he keeps his emotions in check. So the main thing for Dillian Whyte in this fight is to fight it exactly the way he did in his last 2 fights. jab, body shots, defensively responsible. Make sure that you're giving yourself the proper distance, either all the way in or you're all the way out. You got feet for a reason. Move them. You know what I'm saying? And I think if Dillian Whyte does those things, I think he will definitely be putting his best foot forward in this fight. Now, Dereck Chisora, you look at his record and you're like, oh, well, he got 8 losses. This is one of those fights where you throw the records out the window, and the records don't mean anything in this fight. These are just two guys that are just meant to be in the ring together. It's kind of like, in baseball when the Yankees and the Red Sox play. It don't matter what their records are, man. It's a rivalry. You know what I'm saying? You can do that with basketball as well. It don't matter what squad LeBron James is on. Whatever squad he's on versus Golden State, it's a rivalry. You know what I'm saying? And it don't matter what the record is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where this is just a rivalry fight for these guys. Now, Dereck Chisora, he's coming off the victory against Carlos Takam. I'm not going to fraud, man. I told my boy Matt, that's the sponsor of this video, I told him to bet him last time, and he ain't listened to me. You know what I'm saying? Missed out on a little cash. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good, though. Dereck Chisora got the knockout in that fight against Carlos Takam. Carlos Takam was actually favored to win in that fight. And the reason why I predicted Dereck Chisora to win his last fight is because he went about training a little bit different. He was training with Bryant Baba Jennings from Philly, which, I'm pretty familiar with. A guy that I'm real cool with is like best friends with Baba Jennings. So, I get some pretty good intel as far as that. And you could tell that Dereck Chisora was working extremely hard to win that fight, and it was bigger than just him trying to win the fight. He was trying to change his ways, trying to change his habits. He was just trying to change himself, trying to reinvent himself as a fighter, preparing for that Carlos Takam fight. And you could see it. You can absolutely see it. And I'm not gonna fraud. Dereck Chisora was losing that fight against Carlos Takam as far as the cards is concerned. As far as the cards is concerned, he was losing that fight, and he landed the money shots. Sometimes when you're losing on the cards, all you need is that money shot to change your fortunes at the end of the day, and that's what happened with Dereck Chisora. And he looked good in that fight with Carlos Takam, and Dereck Chisora has gone about his business in the same way going into this fight against Dillian Whyte, still training with Baba Jennings, getting that good sparring, getting that good work in. And Dereck Chisora felt like he was robbed in the first fight. I personally had it for Dereck Chisora by a round, but it was an extremely tight fight. I can't argue with Dillian Whyte getting a decision in the first fight. I can't argue with a draw. I wouldn't have been able to argue if Chisora would have got the fight by a round. It was just that tight. It was one of them type fights. Now, for Dereck Chisora, what he needs to do is turn this into a war. He's not going to win a boxing match with Dillian Whyte. That's part of the reason why Dillian Whyte is heavily favored in this fight. And I think people are putting a lot of stock into that victory against Joseph Parker. Me personally, I'm not. But that goes into why Dillian Whyte is such a big favorite in this fight. Now, Dereck Chisora has to turn this into a war. Number two, Dereck Chisora has to shorten his shots. And what I mean by that is he likes to throw wide hooks. And that's not going to work with Dillian Whyte, especially if he's in his boxer puncher mode. That's not going to work with him. Dereck Chisora, he needs to throw his hooks on the inside, but they just need to be more tight, more compact, and let the uppercut go. It's going to be there for him in this fight. Now, this is going to be a great fight. This is going to be a great fight. And with these official breakdown and prediction videos, I get more pleasure in trying to call how the fight's going to go versus who I think is going to actually win the fight. Now, I think this fight is not going to have as much action as it did the first fight. I think both guys are just smarter fighters now. And they have 12 rounds of intel on each other. So I think it's going to be more of a chess match. It's going to be spots where it's going to be absolute war in there. And this is merely a question of Dillian Whyte. Is Dillian Whyte going to go in and be the boxer puncher and give himself the best opportunity to win? Or is Dereck Chisora going to make this his type of fight? Now, my prediction for this fight, yes, I'm calling the upset. I'm calling the upset. I think Dereck Chisora is going to defeat Dillian Whyte by decision. I think it's going to be a really good fight. But I think with Dereck Chisora training with Baba Jennings and getting that good sparring, and it looks like he's turning the corner in terms of being a fighter. And I just think this is a heavily risky fight for Dillian Whyte. From a business standpoint, I don't think it was the best move for him. There's a lot of pressure on Dillian Whyte to get this victory, but I just see something different in Dereck Chisora, and I think Dereck Chisora is going to win this fight by split decision. Almost the same as the first fight, but just I think Dereck Chisora is going to get the nod in this fight. Now I got a nice little friendly bet with my boy My Sports. I'm pretty sure y'all be seeing him in the comment section. That's my guy right there. So he got Dillian Whyte, I got Dereck Chisora. We got a nice little bet going on right now. So we'll see how this play out, man. If Dillian Whyte wins, this is a couple of things I'm gonna have to do for my boy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's all love at the end of the day. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.